What's up, everybody? Hope everyone is having, as always, a fantastic day, getting everything set up and started. But thank you so much for joining. Folks, my name is ATX Crypto. I bring you a daily live stream. Feel free to come on and join this daily live stream with us as we go through and learn the information about the fun, exciting world of cryptocurrency, primarily focusing on HEX, PulseChain, and PulseX. We actually got HEX price pumping once again, sitting at 4.4 cents, folks. We are now at 4.465 cents. We have been on a nice bullish run since the beginning of the year, folks. If you go all the way back to January of 2023, this is the first day of January 2023 right here. And you can see ever since then we had 2 little down days. But ever since then, this 1.7 cent region might be the overall bottom of where we end up seeing HEX go. Now, who's to say exactly what's going to happen in the future? But folks, if you don't already, make sure you don't miss this opportunity, because when the HEX price pumps, we see pumps like this where it's 30% in one day. And heck, in the last week, if you just measure it out, since January 31st, we are actually up 75% for the week. Incredible movement right there, in my opinion. That is some phenomenal action with price, and I love seeing it, love being a part of the community. We actually got so close to almost reaching 5 cents. Will we break 5 cents? That is the next level that we are looking to break. Seems like we smashed the 3 cent level, and I mean just obliterated that sucker. We went through, we saw it for a day, it kind of stuck around here, and then was like smash. And that's where we saw a 30% pump in one day. So, guys, I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but if we actually get another Richard Hart tweet come around tomorrow, like he's been delivering every single Wednesday for the last 4 weeks in a row, oh shit, that makes me bullish AF, folks. Because, guys, that just means PulseChain is getting closer and closer and closer and closer. So, if we actually dive on down to see what PulseChain got going on, you can see once again, these are the developers of PulseChain right here. We got Brett Paulson, 3 Commas Capital, SJB, Kyle Barr, TBC Dev, Richard Hart, Space Ghost. All these folks are developing PulseChain as we speak. Now look at the activity, folks. This is what I look at whenever I see this stuff. For the last 3 days in a row now, we have the 3 developers working on PulseChain, and they've been active every single day they've been active every single day in the last 3 days. February 6th, active. February 6th for SJB, 3 Commas Capital, and Brett Paulson. So folks, I am so excited for what's about to come, because guys, we are not even going to be ready for the PulseChain launch. In fact, something we're going to be talking about a little bit later in this video is actually looking at some price comparisons, looking at what PulseChain could be potentially doing, looking at what PulseX could also be potentially doing, and as always, going over the good old charts as well. So folks, just looking at this right here, these are bullish signs right here. Anytime we start seeing these little indicators, and again, we start seeing these little indicators and it's just all green candles for the most part. We got some sellers, of course, and folks, that is natural. In fact, something I learned, and again, one thing you hear in the crypto world is you is you learn in the first cycle and then you earn in your second cycle. So we have just finished essentially almost one full cycle if we are out of the bear market. Not saying we are, but it's looking pretty freaking bullish for HEX at least, and the overall market as a matter of fact. Because if we pull up the overall market and see where everything's at for the last month, in fact, we got a lot of green for the entire crypto market for the last month. If we go back 3 months, we're still pretty green in this sucker, folks. This is pretty bullish signs, and look at this. Ethereum up 24%, Bitcoin up 24%, HEX up 42%. Like, I mean, in these scenarios, folks, that makes me so freaking bullish. And again, like, does that mean we're out of the bull market? I don't really know. But if I'm looking at the metrics that I see in front of us and everything is price positive over the last 3 months, that's some pretty bullish stuff right there, in my opinion. And that's the overall crypto space too. That's not just HEX and in our ecosystem of Richard Hart, in the world of Richard Hart. But really in the last day, Hex once again moving right about 7%, pulling one of the biggest moves overall in the overall crypto heat map right here. So guys, that makes me once again bullish on what we got coming here in the very near future, because guys, it is absolutely wild. It's an absolute great time to be in. In fact, something to talk about, since we're actually looking here at the Hex price chart, I might as well pull this little picture up right now. So this is actually coming from 0xCo's J6 Godfather. Not exactly sure who broke down this math for us, but this is a reminder of how easy it is to truly get a much better dollar cost average scenario for yourself. So if you were buying back in the highs of Hex around 50 cents or above, up to 56 cents, and you had bought $1,000 worth of Hex at that time, you would have only received 1,923 Hex for the $1,000 that you paid. Okay? Now, if you were able to take advantage of the prices when it was reaching 0.1 or 1.8 cents, or around the 2 cent level, this math is based on 1.8. This is a great example of showing how fast dollar cost average can truly benefit you, or how fast you can just average yourself out. So if you had bought $1,000 at 1.8 cents, you would have received 55,555 Hex. Once again, you add those two numbers together, because assuming you bought the high and you probably bought the low. Now again, that's unfortunate timing, but if you did buy back then and you're not buying now, you're not taking advantage and lowering your total overcost or your total average. And that's what I bring this up for. If you aren't buying in this 4 cent range or 3 cent range, or in this range in general, but you were buying in the 40, 50 cent range, you might want to take another look at something like this, because it breaks it down for you in an easier way to understand. If you bought $1,000 at 52 cents, you only got 1,900 Hex. If you bought $1,000 at 1.8 cents, you got 55,000 Hex. Add those two together, you actually get a total of 57,478, and you just divide that by the $2,000 that you spent. That actually brings your average down to 3.4 cents. With 1,000 here and 1,000 here, crushes your overall average. So folks, this is why you want to take advantage and not only just buy when it's high, but you also want to be buying when it's low. It truly does lower your total overall average that you end up paying. And I bring this up to everyone's attention because I think people forget how easy it is to lower your total average that you may have invested in something like Hex. So it's that simple. You get so much more bang for your buck when you end up in this scenario, and I want to bring this up to everyone's attention once again, that way you know. So if you are taking advantage and you're seeing the price here at 44 cents, and you do that same math and you were buying, or 4.4 cents, my bad, and you were buying at 44 cents and above, you might want to be considering looking to possibly buy some more in this range. And for the same dollar value, you're not coming up with any more dollars, you're not coming out with any more out of pocket than you originally did when you first bought it. This is literally for the exact same dollar value that you gave, and it lowered your overall average. And that is what you want to be looking for. How can I lower my overall average so I stay green the whole time? And that's what we should be looking for as well. And I don't think it really gets talked about too much, but I wanted to bring it up to everyone's attention while we're doing this stream today. Let's bring up some chats, because folks, y'all are absolutely having a blast in here. And Monkey Magic says, that's my kind of chart. Absolutely, yes. Yeah, when I start seeing some green price action and you see a 100% price move, I mean, folks, if you were buying in this 2.2 cent range and you're up here, you just doubled your money, right? You know what I mean? Like, that's what, a 2-week window at most. You double your money. And again, if you're actually having that average lowered and you were buying at that 1.8 cents, then you're actually price positive the entire time. You bought 52 cents, you bought at 1.8 cents, you paid $2,000 in total. You're actually price positive because your average right now is 3.8 cents. You know what I mean? So anything above 3.8 is actually green. So it's no longer like I bought the top. I'm actually positive. Folks, it's all about DCA. It's all about how to take advantage of the overall market. Benny Blanco in the house. Yes, folks, smash the likes. Definitely give a good old smash. Turn that sucker blue. Make it nice and pretty for every single one of you. ATX crushes it. Thank you so much. Benny Blanco, thank you. For real, for real. Hex haters are furious. Yes, the people who even sold Hex and are like, it's going down to 1 cent. It's going down below a penny. It's doomed. It's doomed to fail. Like, those people make me laugh every single time. And granted, the price of Hex went way lower than I ever thought it would, okay? Let's just be real. I never thought I'd see the price of Hex at 2 cents. But do I take advantage of it, or do I say it's dead and it's going to zero? No, I'm taking massive advantage of it. In fact, I'm having limit orders set to be able to scoop up some more Hex when the price dips lower. But for the folks who are like, man, Hex is doomed, Hex is dead, we got people who aren't even staking anymore, blah, 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 whatever FUD you want to spread, those folks are going to absolutely laugh whenever we end up launching PulseChain. They see what Hex is really about to do, and holy shit, that is going to be mind-blowing. Folks, this price action from Hex is from fucking a few tweets. Like, if I break this down, and I broke this down over here on my chart, Richard Hart talked on the 9th on the Hex conference. Nothing really happened. Richard Hart announces PulseChain testnet v3 is private, and it's showing. We get price action positive right there in this day. Over the next few days, he announces stage 7 happening. Bam, price action positive. Over the next few days, he announces that code's complete for stage 7 and for the overall 4 chains like Aragon Pulse, Lighthouse Pulse, Prism Pulse, and Go Pulse. Those 4 actions, code complete. He says that we get a 30% pump in 1 day. And I can't even imagine what happens if he just says like fucking V3 testnet's public. You know what I mean? Like, boom, he's like, the price just goes boo and fucking shoots up in the sky. I don't know, but I'm excited. But also, folks, don't get too crazy, right? That's one of those things. Don't be chasing the candle. It's one thing I will say is, if you can, learn patience. If we've already been waiting this long, delay gratification is by far the best chance to win. So if you are in fact looking to scoop up some more Hex, maybe don't buy on green days, but you buy on these red days. You set yourself some limit orders, maybe in this 3.9 cent range possibly, right? Some 3 cent range possibly, because if we do come down and retest, what I see happening is us coming back down and retesting out this 3 cent level. That's 299 days right here. Let me just do some fun math for you, okay? 299 days at an average of 6.3 Hex per T-share would have given you an extra 1,883 Hex during that 300-day period. You didn't have to buy anything. You didn't have to do anything other than staking it. And that's only if you have 1 T-share during that time. Imagine, follow me folks, imagine if you had the luxury of possibly having 100 T-shares, because why? You were able to delay your gratification. Well, you just got 188,000 more Hex during that time period, folks. That is the power of staking. It is a true freaking power that a lot of folks don't even necessarily understand. You didn't even have to do anything besides stake your Hex and wait for it to go back and have a set time for you to pick up some more Hex. So 100 T-shares, you just earned during the last 300 days 188,000 Hex for just staking your Hex. That's a win, win, win in my freaking books, folks. That is a massive, massive win in my book.